Hello, my viewers. Welcome to Huga Social Academy. Water is one of the important natural resources available on this earth. It's very good to hear as well as satisfaction to the mind and to the ears that this year we had a sufficient amount of rainfall. Our rivers, our lakes, dams are being filled with the water due to excess amount of rainfall which occurred during the time of rainy season. When we talk about water, as it is one of the important natural resources, it plays a very important role in one's life as well as if it is even attached to the development of the country also. We are in a great requirement of water, as water is being used for the different purposes, whether it is related to producing the electricity, or it is related to providing the water for the agriculture purpose, or it may be related to the usage for the domestic purpose, or it may be related to the animal purposes. But for everyone, what is required, water is very essential, and it is a major requirement to the all the creatures who are living on this earth. In this now, in this topic, in this session, we are going to learn regarding the chapter called as water resources. The chapter called as water resources of class 10th standard from the topic called as a geography. What we are going to learn about the topic called as water resources. Now, as I said, water is very essential. So it plays a very important role in our day to day life. Water we see in the different forms. In the form means we see with our naked eyes, in the form of rivers, in the form of lakes, in the form of streams, in the form of wells, in the form of ponds. We see it, right? So, though that thing, that water, human being, he uses for the different purposes. Due to this reason itself, it is been seen that there is a great need of the water. There is a great need of water, and as I said, the sufficient amount of, if rainfall would be there, then there will be no scarcity of the water, because in every sector there is a requirement of the water. If you take example of agriculture, for the good production of the crops, water plays a very important role. If we talk about the industry, even their use of the hard machines to cool down them, or for the cleaning purpose also, water is being needed, right? So in this way, which shows what it is, that water one or other way, it is very useful to us. So now it's a time to what to do to save the water. But before moving to even about talking about related to the topic called as saving of the water, let us first move regarding the topic called as a irrigation. Okay, the topic called as what? Irrigation. Irrigation, commonly what we say, we refer it as a artificial supply of water. What we call artificial supply of water to the way, to the agriculture field. Okay, we call it as a what? We call it as a irrigation. And irrigation is very essential. Irrigation is very essential to us, as To fulfill the need of the human beings, we have to go with the irrigation. There is no other option is be there, because river can't reach directly to the where up to our house or up to our industry. Okay, nor the water can be brought up with the help of transportation. We can't do these all things. Okay, so this is reason what it want to say as that irrigation is very very important to where in our day to day life. It is very very important, but irrigation is been used in the where in a different forms. It is been used. Irrigation is been used in a different form. It is been used like in the irrigation part. When we talk, if we look over the geographical feature of the country, okay, everywhere the land surface is not plain. We see somewhere mountains, we see somewhere plain surface area, somewhere hills, hillocks, somewhere forest area, somewhere very up area, somewhere down area, which causes what it is that there is no proper geographical areas we will see in the where in the territorial area. Keeping that those all things in the mind, according to that particular area, what different methods of irrigation can be used. So there are three different forms of irrigations are being there. One which is called as a well irrigation, one which is called as a canal irrigation, and another one which is called as a tank irrigation. Three different forms of what we are having the irrigation. One it is called as a well, another one is called as a canal, another one is called as a tank irrigation. Now little bit depth if we go on again in the well irrigation, what we will see a open well. What we see open well, another one we see tube well. Two different forms of well irrigation. One is open well, another one is what, tube well. When we go with the which one, with the canal irrigation, we are having the perennial canal and we are having the non-perennial canals. Okay, non-perennial canal. And tank irrigation alone is itself what it is, it's a tank itself. So in this different form, what is been done, our irrigation is been what it is been divided. Even perennial and non perennial, this perennial, even what we can say, we can refer it as a what, as a flood canal. What we can call it as a flood canal also, we can call it. So in this way we are having different forms of what, forms of irrigation. But very important what it is that we have to understand regarding what does this open well irrigation means, what does this tube well means, what does this flood canal means, what does this non perennial means, and as well as the what, as well as the tank irrigation. So when we go with the which one, with the topic called as a well irrigation, we know very well dear that well irrigation is most commonly used irrigation in the way throughout the India. Very common irrigation. Now what type of you will see in the, in which form? Now large area, land surface area, okay, where the earth crust been what, it is been digged. Earth crust has been what, it has been digged. Now here in the older days, okay, here channels will be made, okay, with the help of the ropes. With the help of the ropes, what it has been done, water has been what, digged out from the where, from the earth crust. This is what, well irrigation. Okay, well irrigation. So here in this we call it as a what, we call it as a open well. Now this open well, it has been done, water has been digged out of the earth crust with the, by the help of animals, okay, or human being himself, with the help of which one, with the help of the ropes. With the help of the ropes, dragging of the water. Okay, so this is what open well irrigation is. We call it as what, we call it as open well irrigation. And well irrigation, when we talk, it is not too costlier. It is not too costlier. Earlier days with the human labors, okay, 30 feet to 40 feet to 50 feet depth the earth crust was been digged. But nowadays with the help of the mechanization, okay, machines have made it very easy to dig the earth crust. So almost in every village, In every village, every farmer who is having the field, he will have this system called as what? Called as a open well system. He will have it. Okay, and there in that another one which is called as a what? One is what? Open well we call. Another one it is what? In the form of what? In the form of bore well. In the form of which one? In the form of bore well, or which we even call it as a tube wells. Okay, now here in this form, in here the small difference what it is at, now we will not go with the large area of digging of the earth crust with the help of the machine. Okay, what we will do, we will dig the earth crust in a very small space. Okay, depth into the way near about 500 feet to up to 1000 feet or more than 1000 feet, till we will not get to the way up to the water. And with the help of the which one? With the help of the machines, what we will do, we will take out the water with the help of the pipes. We call it as a what? Call it as a bore well, or we call it as a tube well. Okay, so these two are the different forms of what? Different forms of the well irrigation are being there. So well irrigation is cheaper, less human labor is been required even to make it to dig the earth crust. Moreover, this well irrigation, it will be always remain filled as due to the which one? Due to the rainfall. Whenever the rainfall will occur, it will be there, and directly what we will see, that water is been filled in the where? In the this area, which makes what it is at, once again there is a flow of the water we will see in the where? In the well irrigation. Yes, there is another demerit is also been there. If there is no rainfall will be there, automatically there is a decrease in the where? In the water level also. Same it will happen with the open well also, and same it will happen with the tube well also, if there is a decrease in the rainfall. But how come this open well will help in the way? In the make it in the easy supply of the water to the way to the agriculture field. In the same way, the next one is what? It is called as a canal irrigation. What it is called? It is referred as a what? It is referred as a canal. Somewhere double n is been used, somewhere single n is been used. Okay, it is called as a canal irrigation. And here when we talk about canal irrigation, India is having a largest network of the canal irrigation. Okay, now this canal irrigation helps lot nowadays in the development of our agriculture sector, as rivers can't reach to up to every corner of the area, nor wells can fulfill if the agriculture area is quite very large. As we said, that due to, if there is no rainfall, there is a chances of a decrease in the where? In the water level. Again there is a less supply of the water, which can spoil the crops. To overcome over this, to give more energy to our agriculture sector, now big network of the canal is been made. Now in the form of, now very simple way to understand that canal. Now for example, this is our river. Okay, this is what? This is our river is been there. Now here, as it is, as we have said, there are two form of canals are there. One is called as a flood canal. One is called as a flood canal. Another one is called as a perennial canal. Okay, one is called as a flood canal. Another one is called as a perennial canal. In the flood canal, when we talk about the flood canal, it is been seen that the canal is being directly attached to the which one? To the river. Directly attached to the river. Now for example, here canal is been made. Okay, now directly it is been attached. Now for when, and this canal, how it works? When there will be excess amount of water level will be increased in the river. When the water level increases in the river, automatically water from this path, it turns and enters into the where? Into the canals. So where the canal reaches, right, there is a flow of water without any sort of machinery. There is no need of any sort of machine to lift the water. Due to heavy rainfall or any other reasons, if the water level increases, automatically the canal which we have attached to the which one? To the river, there what we see, there is a turn of the water and it flows towards the way? Towards this blank area, which we call it as a what? Called it as a canal. So this is what? It's a flood canal. The word itself says it's a flood canal. Whenever there will be heavy rainfall, flood erodes. When flood erodes, there is a rise of the water level, and in such cases, easily the water flows to the direction which has been given by us. So this is what? It's a flood canal. Another one, what it is? It's a perennial canal, right? Perennial word itself says that 12 months, 24 hours. It's a continuous. It's a continuous. When we say continuous, now what happens here? Now it will be not in the form of, in this way, in form of flood. It will be in the form of, now this is the river which has been flowing. So what we will do here, human being, what he does, he constructs the dam. Okay, these are the big pillars, and this dam is been constructed. Now water will be allowed to flow from the way, from the downward. Now here there will be what? Storage of the water will be there. Now here the water will be what? It will be stopped. And here what we will do, the reservoir will be constructed, or we will directly attach the canal to the, which one? To the dam. So when here again, now here, but only difference will be there, what? Here small gates will be made. Okay, when these gates will be opened, then only the water will be moved to the way, to these areas. If it is not open, then it is been blocked. So here one side there is a storage of the water, another side there is even continuous flow of the water. And here, now see, sometimes flood canal, what happens, excess water level, when it increases, it flows in a very speed way, even canals also fills up, and there is again chances of the flood. Okay, but when we talk about this perennial canal, as the water is been stopped and then it is let out in the way, in the canals. So here how much of water we are need of the supply, only that much of what we can do, we can supply the water. So in this two form, whatever canals work, and which we call it as a canal irrigation. So this is related to the flood canal as well as the perennial canal. Another side, there is one more irrigation method is there. The third method of the irrigation, which we call it as a what? Called it as a tank irrigation. Now this tank irrigation, it is very helpful only to those areas where we see dryness. Okay, like some part of the Karnataka, if you talk northern part of the Karnataka, if we some areas of the Andhra Pradesh, some areas of the Rajasthan, Gujarat, okay, in these areas, as there is a scarcity of the rainfall, we see that tank irrigation is being made. Now biggest problem of tank irrigation, it is also what? That now this tank irrigation which is been made, it has to be constructed. It has to be what? It has to be constructed. Now here, now we are having two different forms of, again if we look over the tank, one is closed tank and one is open tank. Okay, but whatever it may be there, now here in the tank irrigation, we have to prepare a tank, water has to be lifted up, and then it has to be filled in the way, in the tank. It has to be filled in the tank. Okay, now here if it is open, then due to the rainfall somewhat it can be filled, but if it is not open, if it is been closed, then water has to be supplied up, and again this water, again it has to be brought up down, again with the help of the with the help of the pipes. So this tank irrigation only it is helpful in those areas where there is a scarcity of, which one? Scarcity of, a very scarcity of the water. So this is nothing but we can call it as a, it's a storage tank. It's a storage tank it is. And nowadays this tank irrigation is mainly used for the only and only for the drinking purpose. It is not used for the for the agriculture purpose, as agriculture requires huge amount of excess amount of water. So tank irrigation is quite very less helpful compared to whom? Compared to the canal and compared to the vision, compared to the well. But overall, when all three, if it is been taught, canal irrigation plays a very important role compared to the well irrigation, compared to the tank irrigation. Now here, as we say, are saying about the tank irrigation, if it is open well, open tank, it would be there due to the continuous fall of the dust. Okay, huge amount of what we see, silt will be accumulated here. Now when too much of silt will be accumulated, automatically the storage capacity, it will decrease, it will not increase. So that's the problem of the open tank. If it is been closed, then as I said, continues the water has to be filled by the home by the human being. Then only there will be water. Otherwise, this tank will always remain what? Remain as a empty. So tank irrigation is less useful compared in the where in the irrigation. Okay, only dry areas where it is scarcity of water, there what we can do, we can go with the tank irrigation. So irrigation plays a very important role in the where in the helping in the development of the agriculture sector. On the base of this only, what we have did, we have moved with the multi-purpose river valley project. We have moved with the multi-purpose river valley project. Now this is multi-purpose river valley project. Okay, multi-purpose river valley project it is. Now the word is what? Multi-purpose it is. Now the third word is what? River it is. Okay, and it's a valley project it is. Now the river, okay, this is a river. Now here the project which we are doing on this river, we are doing not for keeping in the mind of only one purpose, we are having a multi-purpose in our mind. Okay, so in this first, what we will do, the dam will be constructed on the path of which one? On the path of the river. What will be done? Dam will be constructed on the path of the river. Okay, the purpose of constructing a dam, okay, is many different purposes it is been done. Just not to have the beautiness or to for the tourist purpose, we do not construct the dam, but keeping some major things in our mind, what we do, we construct the projects. Okay, now what type of different multi-purpose will be done on the way on this river valley project? Now first of all, in the country called as India, if you look over, there are many number of rivers are there which are very quite very big, like Narmada river, Godavari river, Mahanadi river, Kaveri river, Krishna river is there. Okay, Kosi river is been there, Satluj river is there, Brahmaputra river, Ganga river. These are quite very big rivers are there, and many a time it has been found that these rivers converts into the flood zone areas. Okay, so constructing the purpose of the dam is what? First purpose it was to stop the flood. First purpose to what to do? To stop the flood, to not to convert into the way into the flood zone area. This is the first purpose. Second purpose, soon after stop of it, now second purpose, it's for the production of hydroelectricity. The second purpose is what? Hydroelectricity. With the help of the dam, okay, with the help of the reservoir, what we will do, we will what? We will go with the hydroelectricity. Third one, for the irrigation purpose, for the agriculture sector. For the agriculture sector, water, if it is been stored, easily what we can do, we can do it. Okay, flood, hydroelectricity, irrigation. Now fourth, if we talk, it is also useful in the way for the industry purpose, for the development of the industry purpose, as industries are also a requirement of the water, right? If for nothing purpose, if it is been used, at least it is been used for the cleaning purpose. Industry is been for the industry purpose, it is been used. Next, domestic purpose. Okay, domestic purpose, when we talk now, it's related to the cleaning of the clothes, drinking of the water, cleaning of the utensils. Okay, for many other things, what it is been for the domestic purpose, it is been used. Next, it is even used for the which one? For the uh, for the animals also. Okay, the water has been even supplied for the which one? For the animals also, right? As animals are also in a requirement of a requirement of the water. Okay, moreover, what it is that, and towards the supply of the which one? To the canals, which we said in the form of what? In the form of irrigation. So purpose is of what? Making of hydroelectricity is nothing but to having of more number of uses of the which one? Uses of the water, so that the different problems what it can be solved. Keeping that in mind, what we do, we construct a multi-purpose river valley project. What we do, we construct. Okay, in our next session, let us more understand related to the different river valley projects which we have constructed on the different rivers, what name we have given, and for what different purposes we have constructed the river valley projects.